Details emerge of Seibold's 7-minute crisis meetings with Manly players. 7 minutes. Why 7 minutes? What's going on here? Bulldog, you all over this? Or?
Yeah, it's a strange one down there at Manly. Look, there's certainly an increase in unrest among the players and unsettlement how the season's going. There are multiple rumours flying around about who's at fault here. There's two elephants in the room here in my eyes. One is Isaac Moses. He keeps parking players at Manly. He's got multiple players at Manly. And he's
What do you mean by that? So players that aren't getting the job done?
Yes, I think it's fair to say. And the coach is under Isaac Moses. Is it time for a divorce with Isaac Moses? And the second elephant in the room is the Trbojevics. How long do you give them in terms of their future? Both are contracted till 2026. Tom wants to go out to 2029, Jake to 2027. How far do they, or should they be extended? And how much money will it take for them to stay?
I think initially that's not the problem. The problem is that Manly aren't performing where they should be performing. Like, we look at their roster at the start of the year and they're a top 4 roster. And in recent weeks they've gone down to Newcastle and now the Titans. They've had a captain who wasn't offered a contract initially. After 15 seasons at the club, he's chose to leave. Why has he chose to leave? Is it because he's not believing in what's happening at that club anymore?
Clearly.
There's also a lot of talk, and I understand it's right, that there are other players there that don't necessarily agree with Seibold's way of coaching, and the message is not getting through. And yet last night, Reedy's sitting there talking about the fact that perhaps down the track, Seibold will have this, you know, he'll move into a football head of football role, and they'll usher someone in down the track. I think the priority is trying to get this team firing now, and I don't think he'll be the one making the call on what happens in that club in 2 years' time.
To be fair, Gordy, I'll ask you this. Not every coach is there to be liked. Just because a couple of the Manly boys don't like Seibold, that doesn't mean he should be sacked.
No, that's right.
They're not winning.
That's right, but, yeah, the results speak for itself.
They've got two big games.
It's a result-driven business, and as much as we don't like it, I always say no Tommy, no trophy, but they've got a fair side. All those young kids that come up and played Brisbane, they were outstanding. So 1 week, they're superstars, so it's the inconsistency. That's what you've got to put your finger on at Manly, and where does that come from?
Doggy, this succession plan that Crawl's just mentioned, what's the go with this? It doesn't make any sense to me. 2.5 more years he's got in his contract, but then he said he doesn't want to coach beyond that, but then he's going to move into a head of a GM, like a head of football, and you know that's a long way away, that 2.5 years, especially the way they're performing right now. I can't possibly see it lasting if they continue on the same path they are on now. Can you give us some clarity on, for the fans, Manly fans, what's the plan there?
Look, Anthony Seibold's highly intelligent, Braith, and he's very big on self-development, self-improvement. I've spoken to Anthony Seibold before. I don't think I'm talking out of school here, but he doesn't see himself as being a career coach for the rest of his life. He's got other things he wants to do in his life. He went to England with Eddie Jones for the rugby union. He loved it. It got him out of his comfort zone.
Shouldn't your life be rugby league and obsessive rugby league, and if you're a head coach?
Not necessarily.
No?
Well,
so tell me one of the great head coaches that isn't obsessed with the game.
No, I got that wrong, Braith. I'll rephrase it. While you're coaching, yes, but doesn't mean you have to be a coach for the rest of your life.
No, but if you
might have other things in life that you want to accomplish.
If you're already thinking that you don't want to coach in 2.5 years' time...
You're not coaching for your future. You're not playing for your future. And if you've got someone like Craig Bellamy and all those guys that we talk about that eat and breathe it, and every day they're there to get better, and that's their job and that's their life, you can't beat them.
And I think what you mentioned too, that Seibold is a very intelligent person, and I think that is sometimes too the criticism of as a coach, Bulldog, because he's coaching rugby league players. He's not coaching or teaching university students. Some of them may be university students, but the really great coaches in our game, the secret to their success is keeping it simple, making it an enjoyable workplace, motivating the players and having them ready to go. And at the moment, whatever Seibold's doing there is not working.
He can coach Sydney Uni.
And Tom's injuries at the moment. Tom's injuries at the moment, you know, that goes back. Des had to deal with Tom's injuries too. You know, like that's been an ongoing concern for Tom. But I also think that the decision this week and the revelation that Tom will be moved into the centres and out of fullback, I'm not sure that's gone down too well with other parties at the team.
Okay, so let's
either.
stay on that now for now. I'll give my opinion on this first, and then I'll send it to you guys. I actually like the move. I think Tom...
In the centres?
Yeah, well, I mean...
I love it.
If you break it, Tom is the best bloke in the world, right? And we all love him. Yeah. But Lehigh Hopewadi has been killing it at the back. Yeah. He's youthful. He doesn't get injured. He's a rising star, if not a star already. And Tom's best footy would most likely be behind him now, right?
Yes.
Let's be honest. Tom can move into the centres. We've seen him play there for Origin. We know how good he can be. He's a big body, doesn't need to move as much, cover as many kilometres. I think it's a good thing. I don't see that as a bad thing.
I'll throw this at you, Braith. It would half his workload, there's no doubt about it. But he is the best voice in rugby league back there. In terms of on-field, he's a coach, and being at fullback also allows him to attack on both sides of the field.
It's a young man's position now, Dog.
It probably is.
Yeah.
But he's not having the impact he used to have, though, Dog.
I spoke to Seibold about this 2 weeks ago, and he told me at that moment that no, he had no plans because Tom's voice at the back is too important, and Lehigh's not quite there as yet. We talk about a young man's game, Gordy. You're right. Tom Trbojevic is only 28. Yeah. We talk about Tom as if he's 34. Yeah, he's 28 years old.
Listen, I love Tom. He's not pulling the trigger anymore. When he runs, it's like he's running on eggshells. And that's no criticism. I just feel sorry for him.
Injuries all the time.
Mate, I think he's carrying an injury. I thought they were hiding it. They said he had a cork when maybe he did have another hamstring problem.
Again, it goes back to how the message was relayed. Yeah. It's the Cherry Evans situation. Whatever happened there, it wasn't handled well. And if Tom's on board on this and it works, good luck. But if it's created more division within the team, it could have been done differently.
Well, if something's got to give at Manly, and we agree that something has to give because their performances aren't up to standard, should Daly Cherry Evans stand down as captain, give it to somebody else who might have more of a follow me, I'm going to go into battle?
Right now, you mean?
Right now.
Jeez.
I'm just throwing it out there, Braith.
Do they need any more disruption,
Things aren't working at the moment. Cherry's going. His form's poor. Right. I'm just saying...
Who's the person, though, Dog? Because you've got Tom that's being moved from fullback to centre. Jake has had his own issues this year with injuries, and is he going to be the leader that take him forward? That's a difficult situation. Yeah. If it's not Cherry Evans, who is it?